10 to the 20, 25 to the 30, and knocked off his feet at the 30-yard line. Big tackle for Eric Zallar.
Nice job. He put his shoulder into the chest of Rashawn Martin and put him right down. So Braves got pretty good return on that. You noticed that they weren't afraid to kick away either to Morgan or Martin.
And we are working on right now with the folks here at Shamokin to get everything rolling again on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. We appreciate all their help all week long to get everything rolling for us tonight. At the quarterback slot, it will be Ethan Turber. He'll be in the shotgun. Receiver both directions. Now a man in motion. He's going to take it himself right up the middle. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and that will be just about all he finds.
Nothing more than almost like running your fullback between your tackle and your tight end on the left side, except the quarterback has the ball. It looked like he picked up more than a yard, Kevin, but that's all he did get is 1 yard on that play.
And we welcome those of you watching on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. You have missed only just the kickoff. They brought it back, Martin, to the 30-yard line. 1 yard gain on the first play from scrimmage. Turber Ortiz on the quarterback keeper that time. He's going to send Schaefer in motion to the far side, moving right to left. Early jump by Shamokin and tripping up number 4, Turber Ortiz, for a 1 yard gain right up the middle. The pressure came there from number 72, Brock 9.
Well, there you saw the run option that Shikellamy ran, and that time Turber Ortiz decided to keep it himself and head right up the middle, and he did pick up another yard.
Our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week will be happening in Mifflinburg. Selinsgrove and Mifflinburg tonight. We'll be following that for you. Blaze Alexander Ford, where it's worth the drive to Route 45 in Lewisburg. 3rd down and 8 from the 31-yard line. Make it 3rd down and 9 from the 31. Direct snap, play action, pressure coming from the backside, and he goes down. No time at all there. Zallar came from the left side and the right side of Turber Ortiz, and he never saw him. And Ethan is sacked for a loss on the play all the way back to the 23-yard line. It'll go down as a 7-yard sack.
The old blind side, Kevin. That's the tackle's job on that side, and he did not get any hands on him at all. He had a free look at Turber Ortiz, and he did a nice job of running him down.
Punting situation for the Braves, and whistles now for a flag at about the 50-yard line. And the punt's coming from about the 23. Do they have too many men on the field? Is that the question? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know. Have not seen the official. It's going to go against Shamokin, whatever it was. And it was too many men on the field. Just saw a player come off.
Penalty goes against the Indians.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty on Shamokin. And the Braves ready to boot the ball away. Coons gets a low snap. Pressure's coming. Gets a good kick away. It goes to about the 41-yard line. Coming to the near side to the 50. Stiff arm to the 40. Down the sidelines goes the returner. And that's going to be Chase Pencil. Pencil with an outstanding punt return. Takes it all the way down to the Shikellamy 38-yard line.
So now, again, like every game Shikellamy been involved in, the opposing team always has excellent field position inside the Braves 40. And Nick Coons had to come all the way from Jersey Shore to get here because the boys soccer team played Jersey Shore at 4 o'clock this afternoon, so his dad had to pick him up and get him here in time for the game.
He was making some time. And now the shotgun formation. No backs with Nye. Nye goes to the far side. Wide open is Wisdom Artist Jones. Makes a man miss to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. One play, 38 yards. And the touchdown, number 2 for Wisdom Artist Jones.
How does that happen, Kevin?
Wow.
I mean, he was wide open. He got, he got behind the corner on that side, and the safety didn't come over to help out. And Artist Jones, you're just not gonna give him any breaks. That's 38 yards on the first reception and a TD. That's a one-play, 38-yard drive for the Shamokin Indians, and the Braves are behind already.
I was going to say, and they're looking up on the scoreboard already. So here comes the kick. Set is good. The kick is up, and it is good. 9:19 to go here in the first quarter play. It's already 7-0 Shamokin after a 38-yard touchdown reception from Wisdom Artis Jones, and got a nigh with the pass.
You know, Kevin, you can have the speed in that defensive secondary, but you've got to put yourself in position to make plays. And that time, it did not happen. And the other thing, number one, that Wisdom Artis Jones does so well is once he catches the ball, he too, like his brother, is hard to get a solid hit on. A couple people glanced at him when he's trying to get in the end zone, but he basically beat them, and first play of the game, he's got his touchdown. So.
One play, 38 yards after a good punt return by Pencil as well. Pencil will get ready to boot this one away. He'll do it right from the X at the 40-yard line, moving left to right as we view things here, and the lights taking effect here in the first quarter. And it's going to be Rashawn Martin again at the 8, to the 10, to the 20, to the 30, to the 35, right up the hash marks to the 37-yard line. And that's where they'll spot him, 1st and 10.
They did a nice job of sidestepping several times there to avoid tackles to get them out, farther than they did the last time. So Braves will start on their own 39-yard line.
Well, that 38-yard touchdown could be an early candidate for the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. You'd hate to do it on one play on the first offensive play.
Well, Shamokin actually, the Braves got negative yardage on their first series.
Looking at his wrist now is Turbo Ortiz. Ethan will take the direct snap. It'll go to Morgan. Morgan off the right side, spins down the 40 to the 41-yard line. Gets about a 4-yard gain on that 1st and 10 play.
Hey, not a bad play. You get 3-4 yards on that first run. It gives you a couple more options to deal with. All right.
Be second down, about call it 7. They'll give him actually 2 yards on the scoreboard, but more like 3 yards on the ground right now. Ball started about the 37, 38-yard line. Now sitting on the Shikellamy 41.
Chase did a good job of turning up the field there instead of trying to run around the end to pick up those yards too, Kevin.
And here comes the shotgun snap. Turbo Ortiz rolling out. Swings it right through the hands of his intended receiver, Morgan, but there was big pressure coming from Blake Hockenbrock, the name one, and I believe the other one was Zalar again.
He was in his face right away. That was the onside contained man and a linebacker, and he had to get rid of that real quick, and he actually overthrew it. And the other thing is, I don't think that Ethan is one of those guys at quarterback he's probably his best thing is running. All right, throwing might be a little bit of a challenge for him.
Well, it's also tough when you got 2 big guys in your face.
Yeah, he's taken 2 big hits so far, Kevin.
Zalar is 6'4", 220. And there's the ball on the ground on the snap from the shotgun, and that time Turbo Ortiz had to hustle to get on the ball to keep from having a turnover. That'll mark it back to the 33-yard line. That'll be a loss on the play of about 5, actually 7. So it'll be 4th down now from the 34-yard line. 4th down and about 15 for the Braves. Wisdom Artis Jones on the far side. Pencil to the near side. Kuntz for his 2nd punt of the game. Good snap this time. Blocked. They got a hand on it anyway. And that ball is going to roll down to the 45-yard line, to the 46-yard line, before the Braves are able to down it at their own 46-yard line. Didn't see who got a hand on that one, Chief. But there were a lot of guys in on that
There
play.
were 4 different individuals that were putting a lot of pressure. That's the 3 guys that are your personal protectors. They got to pick them up. So again, Shamokin inside the 50-yard line on the Braves side of the football field. You already started out with a pass. They're probably going to try to run the ball here and see if they can establish that. But make a liar out of me and come out with nobody in the backfield. We got some people in the backfield, Kevin.
Yeah, they do. And it's going to be Knowledge Artis Jones in the backfield to the right side of Nye. He'll get the call right up the middle. Big hole to the 40, to the 35. Cuts it outside to the 30. Spun down by Morgan at the 29-yard line.
So we went 17 yards.
Yep. Was just about to say 17 yards on that first down carry for Artis Jones, who averages 8 every time he touches the football.
That was nothing more than basically an off, I'd say, between the left guard and left tackle that he ran the ball. But he was by the linebackers before they knew what hit him. Hit them, excuse me.
Knowledge to the left of Nye, the quarterback. 3 receivers far side. Knowledge right up the middle. He is met immediately and dropped. That'll be a loss of 1 on the play. Right there to make the tackle, Luke Snyder, for his 63rd tackle of the year.
Well, also number 25 was there. He probably was the first person to hit him, Kevin.
Derek Turbo Ortiz.
Yeah, that was a nice job of filling the hole. So he loses a yard, Kevin, but he still has his average intact as far as Knowledge Ortiz Jones goes.
Shamokin breaks the tackle, sends 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Wisdom in the slot, in the bunch to the near side. They're going to swing it out to him. Good catch behind the line. He makes 2 men miss, gets back, and then gets stowed under. Leading the way, Derek Turbo Ortiz getting some help along the way, too, from Luke Snyder. It'll be a loss of 4 on that one. It'll bring up a 3rd down and very long for the Indians.
Yeah, again, Kevin, good job by the Braves to basically, keep him contained. Like I said, like his brother, they're very hard to tackle.
Shamokin with the football again. 3rd down and 14 from the Shikellamy 33-yard line. Bunch to the far side of the field for Shamokin. They'll do another fake pass to make that Wisdom. And now Nye rolling out. Nye to the 30. Nye to the 20. Nye close to the first down. Might have gotten all 14 he needed for that first down.
I think he did, Kevin. To be honest with you, again, he poor tackling on the Braves' part.
4th down, he did not get it.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds,
he stepped
Kevin,
out at the 20.
Yeah.
He had to get to about the 19, 18-yard line. So now Shamokin will likely go for this. I don't see him kicking a field goal right now when they're averaging about 5 yards a play. When they're running between the tackles anyway. Nye was caught twice behind the line, though. The Braves just couldn't finish him off.
13-yard gain for the quarterback.
2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Artis Jones, Knowledge. Oh, there's going to be movement.
Yeah.
That's going to be 5 yards. And
Kevin,
we'll take this opportunity quick for a pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Shikellamy Braves football. That was a little bit different formation, Chief, that we were looking at here earlier.
Chase Pencil lined up behind the center of the Wildcat. And he basically was going to just get that 1 yard on his own, but the penalty is going to hurt them.
Well, he actually has thrown the ball 4 times, 1 completion, 1 interception on the year. Now it's back to Nye. Nye in the shotgun, pressure coming. He's going to go to the outside, and he's got his man out there. Wisdom Artis Jones complete at the 2-yard line. That was good coverage, really, for a high school coverage there. And it was thrown to the outside, and it was thrown only to the place where his receiver could go up and get it.
It was one of those situations, Kevin, where the Braves had good position, but athleticism and height helped him in that particular case.
Wow.
That's good concentration by Artis Jones.
Now we're going to try a really like Mount Carmel-esque bunch formation, and they'll run it right up the middle to Knowledge Artis Jones, who is in for the 2-yard touchdown, his second rushing touchdown of the season, and his second touchdown of the ball game.
5 plays, 46 yards for a touchdown drive for Shamokin. You know, the Braves had him. The Braves had Nye sacked in the backfield, and they basically, put good pressure on him that time.
No, you're absolutely right. They had an opportunity there.
And it was great concentration and catch by Knowledge Artis Jones.
Good snap, set, kick, drifting to the left upright, but inside the left upright by Pencil, and good. So with 5:08 to go here in the first quarter at Kemp Memorial Stadium in Shamokin, it is Shamokin 14, Shikellamy nothing. Let's take a quick look at our high school football scoreboard from WKOK.com. In our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week, Selinsgrove and Mifflinburg are scoreless in the first quarter. That game on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation app, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. We welcome those of you listening on WKOK on one of the many platforms, whether it be online, on the app, on the radio, or on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel tonight from your living room. We appreciate you spending some time with us here this evening.
Well, Kevin, when the defensive coordinator for Shamokin realizes the problem Shikillamy's had on offense and haven't had any consistency in the line or in the backfield, you can take a lot of chances, and that's what they're doing. They're bringing everybody up, and they're playing, everybody's rushing. Even on the punts, they brought everybody in.
And it'll go to Martin again at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, right up the hash marks. Wow. He got decked at about the 27-yard line. He gets up with a little help, but wow, what a hit. And by the looks of the celebration, the hit was Zakeem Clinton, the 6'1", 210 freshman that just made a mark in this game.
It almost looked like it was a blow to the head the way he went down.
He went down so hard and so quick.
Probably the people at home watching on YouTube got a better look at it than we did.
Well, the Braves now with the ball and backup quarterback, the fourth-string quarterback, I guess you could say, the backup tonight, Lucas Wetzel in at quarterback with a shotgun sidecar right. Wetzel will hand it off, and there is no room at all for Schaefer Knights.
Well, Kevin, they were in the back. 54 and 58 were at the point, the mesh point, with the quarterback handed off to the halfback. And it's, how do you get any offense out of that? And who ran that? Schaefer Knights?
Yeah, okay. and Zalar was one of those guys you mentioned in the backfield yet again. He spent almost as much time in the backfield as the Shikellamy quarterbacks have tonight.
Well, like I said, you can go with reckless abandon, and that's basically what we see.
Trying to spread them out now with 4 receivers. Here comes pressure from the outside. Wetzel steps up in the pocket, fumble the football. Shamokin is on it, and recovering it for the Indians will be number 54, Chris Denoya. So the sack and the fumble, and that will be the first turnover of the ball game. It will make Shikellamy -1 on the year, and Shamokin now +1 on the season in turnover ratio. So another ultra short field at the 25-yard line for the Shamokin offense, leading at 14-0 with 4:17 to go here in the first quarter of play. Nye will bring in Wisdom Artis Jones to the receiver position. Knowledge is the back. Nye with Knowledge to the right. Sends a man in motion. He'll go right back. That's Corey Adams. Handoff goes right to number 2, Knowledge Artis Jones. Tries to make something happen and gets spun down for a loss of 4. Tackled by Derek Turbo Ortiz as the Braves just shut down that sweep.
Derek Turbo Ortiz is having one heck of a game out there at his linebacker position. He did a nice job of, getting. Oh, they just picked the flag up. I don't know what it was for.
Yeah,
but
they picked it. It was an inadvertent flag. How's that?
Maybe it fell out of his pocket. But anyway, Turbo Ortiz with a good job of getting his hands on Artis Jones that time and not letting him get out of his grasp.
It'll be Knowledge in the backfield, Wisdom to the far side with the receiver over there to wing to the near side. Handoff goes to Knowledge again right up the middle. Gets to the 25-yard line, got all of his loss from the last play back, and then was stacked up and dropped by the right side of the Shikellamy offensive line.
Guess who hit him first, Kevin? Number 25, all right?
Yeah, Derek Turber Ortiz has had a good game already.
He probably has 5 tackles, and Shamokin has only had 8 plays in this game.
3rd down and 10 from the Shikellamy 25-yard line. They'll send one receiver to the far side. Joining him over there is going to be Wisdom. Knowledge Artist Jones in the backfield by Nye. He'll get play action, rolling out Nye. Pressure's coming. Nye is going to be sacked. Dropped down by Luke Snyder, who picks up his 4th sack of the season.
Sacked in the backfield by number 23.
And also, is that Rouse, 73, helped get him down?
Cooper Rouse also gets a hand in that one. That'll be a big loss on the play of 8 on the sack. It'll bring up 4th down and about 18 from the Shamokin 33-yard line, and no thoughts of a field goal or punt. This is kind of no man's land, even at 4th and yikes.
Oh, big defensive play here for the Braves. You know, they can't give up another big pass play.
Wisdom's on the outside. On the far side, that's where he looks. Nye's going up. Now he's going to go down the middle. Wide open in the seam for a touchdown is Ryder Zolkowski. And Zolkowski grabs a 33-yard touchdown for his 2nd touchdown catch of the season.
Kevin, they just ran three or four people straight down the field, and Zolkowski was right down the seam, and he went right by everybody. And it was a great pass by Nye, right on the money. And he drugged the guy that was trying to tackle him into the end zone.
Nye has now thrown 5 touchdown passes in 5 quarters of football. And here comes Pencil for the extra point. Snaps down, sets good, kick is up, and it is no good. Missed it wide left. So with 2:15 remaining here in the first quarter, it is Shamokin 20 and Shikellamy nothing.
Well, Shamokin has a drive of 38 yards with 1 play, resulted in their first touchdown. They have 5 plays driving 46 yards for the 2nd touchdown, and this was a 4-play drive for 25 yards for the touchdown. So actually they probably have run less plays than Shikellamy has in their possessions, but they've got 3 touchdowns as a result of it. And again, Shikellamy defense played well for 3 of the 4 downs, and the 4th down they got burnt on the pass play.
Well, the Braves have not been able to get anything going offensively. They have given Shamokin ultra short fields with good returns and a blocked punt, or I should say a tipped punt. Wasn't truly blocked. Pencil will boot the ball away again. The Braves have been really close to breaking him. And I think maybe they switched things up a little bit, put Martin on the opposite side of the field this time to the far side, and they're going to kick it that way anyway, to the 11, to the 15, to the 20. Right up the seam, now to the outside, to the 25, to the 30, and steps out of bounds at the 33-yard line. They'll spot him. A 23-yard return. Well, you can tell what's happening. They're kicking away from anybody that they feel is dangerous, including Chase Morgan, who has 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown. They kicked away from him the first 2 times. Of course, little they know that Rashawn Martin also has an 86-yard kickoff return this year.
Rashawn has probably got just as much speed as, well, not as much speed, but similar speed to Chase Morgan.
And the Braves have had really good field position at about the 30-yard line with these great returns. They just haven't been able to get anything going. Shotgun, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. And it's going to be a handoff, and there was absolutely nothing there. As soon as Schaefer Knights got the ball, he was met and swallowed up by Denoya.
Kevin, there was like a bunch of purple just surrounded him, okay, as he lost 2 yards on the play.
Right now, the Shamokin defense playing like purple people eaters. again is Lucas Wetzel, the 6'2", 215 junior at quarterback. 4 for 8 coming into this game with 2 interceptions, 57 yards. He'll take the ball now in the shotgun. Play fake, swings it out to Morgan, right through his hands, incomplete. Morgan felt pencil coming up and I think maybe made the turn a little bit quick before he got the ball in his hands.
Intended for number 28, Chase Morgan. Sails a little high.
That'll bring up a 3rd down and 13 from the Shikellamy 30-yard line.
For the Indian defense.
A minute 22 to go here in the first quarter. Shamokin leading it by a score of 20-0. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Wetzel now in the shotgun with a sidecar to the left. Pressure's coming right away. They're going to go right up the middle with Wetzel. He's going to break a tackle or 2 and get to the 31-yard line. And that almost gets everything back from the losses earlier. That'll bring up 4th down and 11. And again, another 3 and out for the Shikellamy offense.
Number 77, Matt on a tackle.
Braves just cannot find anything right now that is even reminiscent of working.
Well, Kevin, they just overwhelmed the line of scrimmage, and they're not afraid to bring people.
Low snap, bounces off the turf, no pressure, and Coots gets it away. Angles it for the sidelines to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, stays in bounds to the 25, and watermelons its way to the 21-yard line. That ball looked like he had a remote control in it and just turned that joystick to the right and kept it from going out of bounds.
Again, good job by Nick Coons to keep his cool back there. And it was one of those we call line drive squib pit punts, and it hit just right, and they weren't going to field it, and it just kept rolling down the sideline, like you said, Kevin.
And I thought everybody thought it was going to go right out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, and it hit, and it like made a right-hand lean, not a turn, but a right-hand lean, and stayed in bounds for another 20 yards.
Well, we're going to say Nick practiced that.
Yeah, that was planned.
Yeah,
that was the English he put on it.
Like your golf shots, right?
Right. Everyone goes left to right, Chief. Nye, the quarterback, with their worst field position by far of the game, their own 21-yard line. Nye rolls out, pressure from the backside, swings it out, incomplete, as Wisdom Artist Jones just plain dropped that one.
Yes, he did, Kevin, and that surprised me because usually that's not going to happen when he's going to catch that football.
Not too often.
Lack of concentration, I think you'd say.
Not too often.
That was his 3rd target, Kevin, and that's the first one that he dropped. Actually, it's his fourth time that they've gone to him.
30.5 remaining here in the first quarter. Shamokin leading at 20-0. They have scored on every possession they have had here tonight. This is their 4th. Nye with the direct snap, hands it off, and right there immediately to hit Knowledge Artist Jones is one of the Braves' front 3, and leading the way for Shikellamy was Mason
Raybuck. The Braves giving Shamokin a little bit of their own medicine, Kevin. I mean, Jones never had a chance to even make any moves. He was basically smothered right from the start.
Well, Shamokin will let the first quarter expire. It has been all Shamokin to get this one started. 3rd down and 11 when we return from the Shamokin 21. It's Shamokin 20, Shikellamy nothing. This is Shikellamy football on News Radio 1070 WKOK and the WKOK Sports YouTube channel.
The Sunbury Motor Company.
Austin Martin, Kia Elite Sales Consultant, Maranatha Christian School.
Amber Wren, Certified Hyundai and Lincoln Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Ian Chikuski, Certified Ford Sales Professional, Mount Carmel and Shamokin area.
Christopher Stengline, Ford Certified Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Tom Mertz, 4th generation owner, Sunbury Motor Company, Shikellamy High School.
A tradition of trust since 1915.
Second quarter here at Kent Memorial Stadium in Shamokin, 20-0 here on WKOK and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. We welcome you watching, listening, or having us on your phone with the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation app. Shamokin coming out now with a 3rd down and 11 from their own 20-yard line. Again, they have not punted yet this evening, leading it by a score of 20-0. But they have had some big pass plays. And on 3rd down and 11, you have to think Nye is thinking, where can I get the ball downfield?
Well, number one is probably his prime suspect, prime receiver. But 13 did a nice job on his pass route for his touchdown.
Yeah, that's Ryder Zakowski. He also has Chase Pencil that he's looked at a couple of times. Pencil comes in motion right now. Nye gets the direct snap, looking. He's got Pencil wide open, and he's got him for a big play down to the Shikellamy 45-yard line, knocked off his feet by Rashawn Martin.
There's a penalty, I think, Kevin.
And we'll see where that flag may be located. It looks like it's in the backfield.
I would imagine it's a hold.
I did not see the official make a call.
There was no call. I didn't even see the flag.
No.
Oh, it was incomplete. The pass was incomplete.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought
I didn't see that on the far side either.
I thought he had the ball, Kevin.
Yeah.
It looked like he caught it and went out of bounds. Unless he caught it out of bounds.
Maybe he caught it out of bounds, because I thought it was a good catch.
We're pretty far away from what happened there.
There's the punt. And it will be taken and dropped by Morgan at about the 45. He'll lay on it at the 46. That time Morgan tried to run with it before he had it. But the Braves are going to have some outstanding field position, but they don't have a first down here tonight.
And again, they held Shamokin to 4 plays, and this time that's the first time that Shamokin had to punt. But the defense has played well.
Boy, he must have just had a foot out of bounds when he caught that, because it looked he definitely had possession of that one.
I agree with you 100%, Kevin. It looked like a good catch and run. Braves with their best field position of the night, Kev.
Absolutely. The 46-yard line of Shamokin. 4 receivers in the pattern now. It'll be Wetzel at quarterback with a sidecar to his left. Back to pass. Fires it to the near side. Finds Morgan. And he got decked.
It's not Morgan.
I'm sorry, that isn't Morgan.
Martin.
You're right. That is Martin. But he still got decked. It will be a gain of, a gain of 4 to the 49-yard line. Shotgun again for Leitzel. Make that Wetzel. Wetzel, 3-step drop, has time, fires down the middle, incomplete, right through the hands of his intended receiver there, Dominic Angelillo. And Angelillo getting some playing time, a 6'2", 156 senior with his first target of the season.
Kevin, that's a pretty well thrown ball.
Sure was.
And it looked like it looked like it was catchable too. There was some defenders from Shamokin around the ball, but the ball, they weren't in any position to intercept it. It just wasn't caught. And he had time to throw in the pocket.
Yeah, and actually got some protection too from his protector there, Isaac Schaefer-Knights. 4 receivers again, near hash mark, moving left to right, 3rd down and 6. Again in the shotgun, firing it long downfield, and that's got to be a fast pass interference or illegal contact. But there was a lot of contact there by Wisdom Artist Jones on the intended receiver there, Morgan.
Well, Morgan ran right into him. I don't know.
Must have said it was incidental.
Incidental, but any way you look at it, it's 4th down, and the Braves are going to punt.
And the official was right on top of it too. I'm not criticizing that. He was right on top of it and had a better look at it than we did. Now Shamokin has a player coming on late because they're short a player. They'll get on in time, and the Braves will punt it. High snap, controlled. Kuntz right up the chute. He had to rush it. It hits at about the 39, or the 41 rather, and rolls to the 39, and that's where it'll go silent. 10:51 to go here in the first half of play. Shamokin 20 and Shikellamy nothing.
Well, the Braves have had 5 possessions. 4 of them have ended in a punt by Coons, and one was the fumble that Shamokin recovered and eventually took that in for a touchdown.
This is the stat that really tells Shikellamy's offensive woes right now. In 5 games, they've had 26 first downs.
Yeah.
Shamokin, 71.
Again, 50-50 winners, 3-6-0.
Just have not been able to find a way to move the ball and get some points on the board on a regular basis since that first week. There's the handoff. Knowledge Artist Jones, right side. He gets to the line of scrimmage, draws a host of tacklers, and they'll give him a gain of 1 to the 39-yard line.
Again, Turber was right there, and that's who he ran into first and slowed him down, and then the entire left side of Shikellamy defense made the tackle. That's only 1 yard for Knowledge Artist Jones. Again, good job by the Braves defensive front and linebackers.
They'll send one receiver to the far side. That's Wisdom Artist Jones. He has a receiver in the slot near wing. Wisdom comes to the near side now to make it 2 over to the near side, and Shamokin may have to use a timeout. Something wasn't set right, and they were running out of time on the play clock. So Shamokin will take their first time out with 10:03 remaining here in the first half of play and give us a chance to take a look at the scoreboard on WKOK.com. Looking at what I believe is a second quarter score here. Williamsport 11, Central Mountain 7. It's an unusual score. In our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week, Mifflinburg leads Selinsgrove 7-0 in the second quarter. Blaze Alexander Ford, where it's worth the drive to Route 45. Danville up 14-0 on Lewisburg in the second. Muncie 34, Columbia Montorvo Tech nothing in the first quarter. Line Mountain 9, Newport nothing in the first. Jersey Shore leading Executive Education Academy, Shikellamy lone win of the year last year. That scored 28-0 in the first quarter. Southern Columbia 7, Montoursville nothing in the first. More scores online at WKOK.com. Click on the link for our scoreboard. Now an unusual offset eye in the shotgun. Rolling out now is Nye. Pressure from the backside, fires it, incomplete. Pretty good coverage downfield. I think that was intended either for Pencil or for Wisdom Artist Jones. Both were in the general vicinity, but that ball was not thrown in a catchable way for either one of them.
Good pressure, too, by Mason Raybuck that time as he came out for that nose tackle or defensive tackle position, and he almost got to Nye before he threw the ball. Again, Kevin, here it is, 3rd and 9.
3rd down and 9 at the 39-yard line of Shamokin. Only their second possession in their own territory, 3rd down. Under 10 to go here in the half. Handoff goes to Knowledge Artist Jones, who gets to the outside
And
for a brief moment.
Guess who made the initial tackle?
Could that be Derek once again?
Yes, it was. All right.
It was indeed.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's I don't know. You know, they call it targeting, all right, as far as, or, you know, when you're trying to watch somebody all the time. But
spying,
spying every time he's had the ball, all right, it seems that Turbo Ortiz has been there.
Punt is coming. And a good snap. And the punt is away by Hockenbrock, and it's a beauty. It hits at about the 20. Morgan will take it at the 15, stumbles. He's going to come to the near side, puts out a stiff arm, and can't stop for the tackle from coming. As he had a stiff arm for a moment, but Jace Gnick made the play at the 16.
Well, the Braves are going to start on their 16-yard line.
So Gink with the tackle at the 16 after a pretty good stiff arm, though, Chief.
It was a good one. It was.
Not a great one. If it was a great one, he'd still be running, right?
Yeah. Well, he didn't get much start before somebody was in his face this time, Kevin. He didn't get a chance to use any moves coming down the middle of the field. He was running for the sideline right away, just trying to get away from the two guys that initially got down to make the tap, to cover the punt.
That's about a 50-yard punt, too.
That was a dandy.
Yeah. Lucas Wetzel at quarterback with a sidecar to his right. And 4 receivers. Wetzel steps into the pocket, fires it, and there was a lot of contact, and the receiver, Connor Fastbinder, fell down. And was that ball intercepted? It appears it was, yes. picked it up off the turf by Wisdom Artist Jones. Second turnover of the game for the Braves and the third INT for Wetzel. But there was a lot of contact.
Yeah, we can hear the coaches up above us, talking about it. So
the officials thought that Fastbinder fell on his own without any help. That's why you saw no flag there. Ball at the 21-yard line going in for Shamokin at the Shikellamy 21-yard line. 9:04 to go in the half. Shamokin leading it 20-0, trying to put this one away early. They have had 6 possessions. 3 of them have ended in touchdowns, 2 in punts, 1 to be determined. A shotgun eye with Wisdom in motion. They give is going to be to Wisdom around the end of the 20. The 15 steps out of bounds.
He lost
and
the
lost the football at the same time.
He lost yardage on it, Kevin.
He actually lost the football right before he stepped out of bounds. You're right, at the 15. So it'll go down as a 6-yard gain. There have been some strange plays in this game, Chief.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Kevin. Jet sweep, and actually the ball came back when he fumbled it.
Yeah, that is just unusual. Again, that shotgun eye, Wisdom in motion again. This time they're going to give it right up the middle to Knowledge, and he'll get the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
6 yards pickup.
Clock will stop with the movement of the chains. So now first and goal at the 9. The second worst place to have a first and goal. Worst is at the 10.
Bring up a first and goal.
Well, you could have it at 9.5 or
9 3/4.
9 3/4.
Shotgun eye. The eye is to the right. And that's going to go once again to Knowledge. Knowledge will be stacked up, breaks a couple of tackles, spins off to about the 6-yard line before he is finally brought down by the biggest part of the Braves defense, including Osvaldo Baez.
And Turber was there holding on too, Kevin.
Of course he was.
Yeah. Pickup of 4.
I think if I said Turber every play, I'd be accurate.
Pickup of 3 on a play, second and goal from the 6.
I'd say it's more like the 5-yard line. I gave him 4 yards on that.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's inside the 6 at about you're right, it's in between the 5 and the 6. Now they'll go to they were going to go split backs. Now they're going to go I in the shotgun once again. Handoff, right side, looking for room is Knowledge. Turns the corner to the 5, to the 2, touchdown, Shamokin.
That's what he does so well, Kevin. He just those feet seem to step back, and he gets around people. They never get a really good grasp of him, and he goes the final 5 yards for the touchdown.
So with 7:35 to go here in the second quarter, Knowledge, Artist Jones, rushes for 6 yards in his 9th touchdown of the season. They will go for 2 now. Nye with a side I formation right. He'll move to the right side, swing it, and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion is Wisdom Artist Jones with the was that Wisdom there? Yeah, that was Wisdom that caught it. Yep. So now back on the 7-point pace. It is 28-0. Shamokin over Shikellamy with 7:35 to go here in this one, and another option for the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. We'll have that coming up for you on WKOK coming up after the game tonight in the post game.
Kevin, what was the score after the first quarter? Was it 26-0 or was it
20?
It was 20-0.
20-0. Yeah, with a missed extra point. Right now it is 28-0. As the Artist Jones brothers have put together
quite a night on the offensive side.
3 of the 4 touchdowns of the night. and a 2-point conversion. Shamokin now will kick the ball away from the X at the 40-yard line to our right. On a very, very October-like evening here at Kent Memorial Stadium in Cole Township. Kevin Herr along with the Chief Dave Ritchie. Thanks for joining us on WKOK on our WKOK Sports YouTube channel. Elizabeth DeRoma, our technical director. And here comes the kick. Left-footed kick by Pencil, angles, and it'll be Martin who will get it now. That was a lateral that goes from Martin to Morgan, and Morgan will get up to the 40-yard line. And crazy game tonight.
Well, I wondered when they
and
were
there's a fumble, and coming up with it at the last second was Hayden Smith, but the officials say he was down.
Kevin, I was wondering when they were going to run the cross handoff back there.
But it wasn't even that.
No, he just turned around and threw it at him,
It
all
was
right?
kind of a lateral.
It was.
Almost a pitch from Martin to Morgan. And Morgan did get a good return out of it. The Braves will have the ball at the Shamokin 40-yard line. Two receivers coming to the near side of the field. Two to the far side. They'll run that spread. Wetzel in the shotgun. He will keep it himself after the play fake, and there is no one really faked out on that one at all, as Hockenbrock appeared to make the tackle there from his defensive line position.
Kevin, when's the last time we did a game where the quarterback was also the defensive tackle on defense?
Normally, he's the tight end, too.
I can remember as a junior in high school, Pottsville's option quarterback was Paul Shellhammer, but he was also the middle linebacker, okay, on the defense, okay?
Well, that's a middle linebacker you can buy, but not usually defensive end.
Actually, he was the linebacker. There were two linebackers. Everybody played a 6'2" back in the
That's true. Back in the day.
In the prehistoric
Before
days.
they started throwing the ball downfield.
Yeah.
Back to pass, Wetzel gets rid of it. Intercepted by Pencil. He's got nothing but green turf in front of him. Touchdown, Shamokin. Pencil will take it for a 43-yard interception return for the touchdown. Read the eyes of the quarterback that time, stepped right in front of Rashawn Martin and took it to the house.
A very, very nice job by number 8. I mean, that was almost picture perfect as far as picking off the pass. And then it's nice when you get it in that position because there's nobody going to tackle you.
Nobody. I was going to say the green grass of home, but there's no grass on this turf field. So it looks like Shamokin is going to go for 2 once again.
I wonder if their kicker got hurt.
Oh, they got a bunch formation, and easily coming in for 2 is Knowledge Artist Jones as Shamokin just blows everybody off the football. I mean, there were a lot of guys in the end zone that time. So with that 2-point conversion, it makes it 36-0 in favor of Shamokin. Still with 6:28 to go here in this first half of play. And I think that 2-point conversion was basically to set up a running clock here in the second half.
Well, it would have been a running clock if it would have been 35.
True.
Extra point, Kevin.
That's true.
Maybe their extra point, maybe the kicker's hurt. Does Pencil do the place kicking too?
Yes. Yes, he does.
Maybe he was too tired after running that pick 6 in.
Well,
he said, "Coach, I need a break
they might
before
have
I come back on defense."
You know what? That's plausible.
That's the dumbest thing
That's
I've ever.
plausible.
But that's the dumbest thing I've ever said, Kevin.
But it's
all right?
plausible. I didn't say it was right. I said it's plausible.
Wait till I get on, go to Google and go into Horton box and look what plausible means, and maybe I can agree with you.
Horton the box. That's my favorite. The boot by Pencil will go down to the 15. This time they'll fake it, and this time it'll be Martin coming to the near side. Rashawn breaks to the 20. to the 25 and spun down at the 25. That time he faked the pitch to Morgan and went and took it himself. Please explain. You got to explain what Hort in a box is, though.
It's Coach Hort, who knows a lot of things, all right?
Yep.
He only, Wikipedia and Google are the only two things that have a possibility of knowing more than he does, all right? So when we had something, if we're sitting around, we're trying to figure it out, we call on our phone Hort in a box
Hort in
as
a
we
box.
went to Google, so, because he wasn't there to answer our questions.
If he doesn't answer it, he'll give you an answer. Here's the handoff, and there's nothing there for Schaefer Knights. He got hit before, I think even before he got the ball that time.
Well, that's going to be a loss of 2 yards.
And he gets up slowly, and a timeout by the Shikellamy coaching staff here to talk to that offensive line,
Well,
I'm sure.
Coach Kaiser is whoever, I don't know who the offensive lineman was, but he was actually in on the tackle too, because he got shoved back into Schaefer Knights' legs and that stuff. So that's I think
not a good sign.
I think that's what Coach Kaiser is really upset about.
So we got some updates for you on our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week. Mifflinburg leading Selinsgrove 7-0. That game at the half. Elsewhere, Danville 21, Lewisburg 0. Williamsport 13, Central Mountain 7. All these are second quarter scores. Muncie 34, Columbia Montorvo Tech 0. Jersey Shore 37, Executive Education Academy 0. Southern still up on Jersey Shore Southern still up on Montoursville 7-0.
Montoursville 7.
And here's the shotgun formation, sidecar to the right. Wetzel will take it himself, and there's no running room in there at all.
To go. I mean,
right now, Shamokin's pinning their ears back, and Chase Anderson had a free shot he felt to the quarterback.
I mean, Lucas took one step, and he had somebody at his legs right away. So he loses a yard or more.
So that'll be a second down loss of 2, bringing up 3rd down and 13 from the 22, make that the 20-yard line of Shikellamy. 36-0, Shamokin leading here with 5:25 to go and counting here in the first half. Wetzel gets the direct snap. He will take it out of the shotgun and lose a yard. Braves still looking for their first down of the ball game. And now a Brave is down. And it looks like that is Jace DePerna, I believe.
52.
So after that loss, we'll bring up a 4th down and 15.
A punting situation.
And a definite punting situation. You are correct. Coming up tomorrow here on WKOK, the Nittany Lions host Northwestern. Steve Jones, Jack Ham, Roger Corey, Brian Tripp have the tailgate show at 2, kickoff from Beaver Stadium at 3:30. You can catch that on WKOK, WKOK.com, and on the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation app, so you can hear the tailgate show if you're headed out to Beaver Stadium on your phone and while you're having your beverages and snacks.
Good way to put it, buddy.
Hey, you can get a few more beverages at Beaver Stadium when you go in. Now you're allowed 2, I understand.
No, you're allowed to buy 2 at one time.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought you were allowed 2, period.
No, you can't go and buy 4 of them, all right?
Okay.
I think that's what the rules were.
See, I thought, the way I understood it was you could buy 2, period.
What is then rightly called an adult beverage.
An adult beverage.
You can indulge in adult beverage.
Correct. A crisp, clean water. Nick Kuntz from his own 5-yard line, ready to move the ball away. Pencil 1 of 2 back deep.
Nice punt.
And he does get a nice one. Pencil is going to take it at the 45, on the run to the 40, 35, 30, down the numbers to the 25, fumble the football. And he did get it back at the 19-yard line. Fumbled it right forward and bounced it right into his hands again. They'll say he was down, though, at the 22-yard line. So another great setup for the Shamokin offense with 5 minutes remaining and an ultra short field after a pretty good punt and a really good return of about 22 yards. Nye now at quarterback. Winged tight to the near side, ball in the far hash mark. Handoff goes to Knowledge. Knowledge off the left side. Flag flies from the near sideline official after a gain of about 10, maybe about 12, but that one's coming back.
That one's in the holding area.
And you are correct, right about, and they said the hold happened at the 21-yard line. Now the Braves actually have somebody getting carted off. That's Ethan Turber Ortiz that is going off in the Shamokin cart. Do not know what the situation is there. Mike Elder going with him. Of course, he was not playing offense last week. So it'll be Luke Wetzel now at quarterback, period.
I'm sure he's probably going to get an ambulance ride or some ride, probably to, you know, Geisinger's emergency room's right
not too
here
far away
in Thorpetown. So
Nye now on a first down and 18, sends Wisdom in motion from the far side to the near, or from near to far. He gives it to Knowledge, and Knowledge will go nowhere.
In fact, I think he lost a yard.
Yeah,
Kevin.
maybe lost 2, back to about the 30. Actually, the 32-yard line. Almost 33. Clock winding with 4:15 remaining here in the quarter and in the half. Shamokin leading it by a score of 36-0. But right now, Shamokin looking at second down and a bus ride.
Second down and 20.
And you're going to need you're going to need a coach bus. This isn't a school bus. This is too long for a school bus ride. They say second down and 20. I think it's more like second down and 23. Back to pass. Nye looking downfield. He's got a man open. Overthrew. Pencil his intended receiver at 2 steps on Martin. And that one falls incomplete. And that will bring up
third down.
I believe a third down. And yikes.
The incompletion brings up a
3 minutes, 43 seconds to go here before halftime. And they'll bring in the play a little bit late. Nye will take it from the sidelines. They'll break the huddle now with about 10. Well, they haven't broke the huddle yet. They're going to have to call a timeout. They're not going to get this one off. Yeah, Coach Hynoski signaling timeout. And that'll be the second Shamokin timeout here of this first half with 3:43 remaining. They were going to break the huddle with about 5 seconds on the play clock. That'll give us a chance to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Shikellamy Braves football. .343 to go here in this one on WKOK, on WKOK.com, the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation app, and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. Welcoming those of you listening and watching all over the area. And I know we do have some listeners and viewers in the Carolinas and in Florida. And
I one, Dave Bish, Coach Dave Bish.
There you go.
Just texted me before the game and said he watched an alligator going down after trying to dry out. And he said now he's ready to listen to some Braves football.
Well, we appreciate you listening, and our thoughts and prayers with family and friends all in the Florida coast and Florida itself, as well as now into the Carolinas. Shotgun formation, Nye back to pass, coming to the near side, looking for Pencil again. Pencil run into by the defender. No call and no pass interference there on Jaden Packer. Looked like the official was thinking about it and then decided against it. And it goes as an incomplete pass and a 4th down and 22.
Well, I think if this game was 7-7, that they might have thrown the flag.
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, you know, there is no face guarding.
Yeah, that's
true. But that's what it was.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, really, but.
Yeah. But, used to be you'd have to turn around, okay?
Right. You at least have to make an attempt to look at the football. But and the contact, I don't know. I mean.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, I agree with you. And I think Packer was just denying him the chance to come back for the ball, which he can do. Here comes the play action. Nye rolling out the far side. Pressure coming. He gets hit as he throws it. Coming to the near side. Great defensive play by Chase Morgan. He stepped right in front of Wisdom and almost took that one 85 yards. Instead, it'll be a turnover on downs.
No first down, as we say.
Wow.
Yeah, Chase, he not only had green sailings into the end zone, but there was not even anybody on this side. Everybody was over on the home side as that play went off. So, again, the Braves with their first, I would call, stop after 4 downs.
Oh, no question.
You know, I'm sorry, they did hold them to punt one time. I forgot about
well, but
twice.
Yeah.
Twice they've punted.
Yeah, but this one was a stop with, you got to remember, this drive started at the 21-yard line.
Exactly. And, of course, Shamokin shot themselves in the foot with a holding penalty
Correct.
in the first play.
Well, now it'll be Lucas Wetzel at quarterback once again. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Handoff, Schaefer Knights. 3 purple helmets get in there before Schaefer Knights even has a chance to find the original line of scrimmage. He might have lost a half a yard.
I think he lost more than that, Kevin. They just got to wait to put the spot down so they can move it back.
Might have been a full yard there.
No, you were right. It looks like a half a yard, buddy. Those eyes, those glasses, you got it really working for you.
Well, I'm using both the bifocals and the regular focals. I don't know that either one really helped, but, you know.
Well, just think if you didn't have them.
I don't have to.
I know.
I don't have to think of what that's like. I already experienced it. Coming to the near side, Angelillo back to pass. Oh, find a swing pass for Schaefer Knights. Broke a tackle. Outside to the 40. Now he's going to go down to the sidelines to the 50. Knocked out of bounds at the Shamokin 40-yard line by Jace Gink.
26 yards on the pickup, I think, Kevin, if I'm not mistaken.
That is by far the Braves' most successful offensive play of the night.
And a first down.
A first down, their first of the night with 2:31 remaining here in the first half. Shikellamy trailing at 36-0. Wetzel with the completion on the swing pass to Schaefer Knights. Only his second reception out of the backfield this year, Chief.
Well, Isaac's speed got him around the corner.
Absolutely.
And that helped a lot. But it was a good pass by Lucas to get it out here in the flat.
Direct snap to Wetzel. Pump fakes. Goes deep downfield. He's looking to the far side. Right through the hands of his intended receiver, Morgan. Good defense on the play by Shamokin. And that was Gink again.
I thought Gink might have had a better shot at catching it. But, at the last minute, Chase Morgan looked like he was going to run under it.
Yeah, that ball's thrown a little bit. I mean, that's a long throw. That's a long throw.
That ball was thrown very well.
If that ball's thrown
Lucas.
just a whisker to the outside further, then that could be 6. Fast binder to the far side. In the slot now is Morgan. 2 to the near side. That's the short side, moving left to right. Here comes the straight drop. Wetzel moves out. Flags fly. He's going to turn the corner. No, he's not going to be able to turn the corner. He is dropped there by Maddox Romanowski, the 5'8", 210 senior.
There's a hold. I
2
believe.
flags actually now. One on the far side, one on the near side.
Well, it might have been that they got the hold. And I don't know if there was something happened after the tackle, but
or during the tackle.
Yeah.
One is against Shamokin, or Shikellamy. That's the hold.
That's all. I don't think there's another.
Maybe the
penalty,
same one. Yeah, but it's weird to see flags in 2 different spots for the same hold. Unless there's 2 penalties against the Braves. There's the holding against Shikellamy. And that'll be replaying second down. And that'll mark it back to the Shikellamy 47-yard line. It'll be second down and about 22. Because that was about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Add another 10 to it. And, Chief, you are absolutely right. Both officials had flags for the same thing. Braves looking to get some points on the board here before halftime and get something, a positive series. They just got their first big play of the series, a swing pass to Schaefer Knights and a first down. Wetzel with a direct snap. Pressure's coming. He's going to go down at the 40-yard line. Dropped quickly there. Let's see, I don't have a 45.
45, I don't either, Kevin.
I don't think the public address announcer has one either.
7-yard loss.
Third down and 29.
So it'll be third down and almost 30 now. The Braves have to get to their own 30-yard line.
Another bus ride, right, Kevin? Shamokin had a bus ride.
No, this one you're gonna have to get an airline ticket. The bus doesn't go that far. It's gonna need extra drivers. They're gonna be out of their driving times. Here comes the handoff. Schaefer Knights around the outside of the 40. Down the seam. Oh, he ran over a tackler at about the 40. To the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Shikellamy. Schaefer Knights hits one from the 41-yard line of Shikellamy. It'll go down as 59 on the touchdown, and he bowled over a tackler to do it. Wow.
I bet there's two guys out there in Shamokin's defense that said, you were talking about buses, all right? You get the number of that bus, all right?
Wow.
And his speed is just unbelievable, Kevin. He just runs away from people.
59 yards on the run. Here's the kick for the extra point, and it is good.
It was good.
Yes.
Well, that takes the mercy rule out of play right now, doesn't it, Kevin? 36-7, that's 29.
Or was it good?
Well, they said good. Oh, there was a
penalty. Flag, but they that's what it is. All right. It is. They have some yellow lines for soccer, and sometimes those flags fly right around that yellow line, and you can't see it. But it is a penalty against Shamokin, so the extra point will stand, and it'll be 36-7 now on the 59-yard touchdown run by Schaefer Knights.
Well, there's a positive note for Shikellamy, Kevin.
Absolutely.
And a great play. I think it was almost like a draw play, wasn't it? Or it might have been pass option, but pass run option. But you know, he came out of there like a bullet, and once he got into the secondary, and then I guess it must have been a defensive back tried to bring him down. He just ran right over him.
He had a speed bump at about the 40-yard line going in.
Well, before that run, Isaac Schaefer Knights had 4 rushes for -8 yards, okay? And now that big 59er gives him 5 for 51 yards.
So back deep to the near side will be Pencil. To the far side is going to be Wisdom Artist Jones.
Well, the Braves can practice for the second half kickoff here because they're going to have to kick off.
You know, I'm surprised Shamokin hasn't brought more guys up to the middle of the field. Shikellamy has done this a lot from that far hash mark where they've done a squib onside. Not a true onside, but just one of those squib style. And this one's going to go deep. Pencil takes it at the 10, 15 to the 20 to the near side, and is snowed under at about the 22-yard line. Schaefer there, Morgan there on the tackle, and
Martin.
Yeah, let's see who else, and Fernandez.
Yep.
There was you picked who wanted the tackle on that one. There were a lot of Braves there to choose from. So with 1:03 to go, we'll see if Shamokin tries to hit one to Wisdom once again. Coming out to the near side is Wisdom. Joining him there is going to be Mumford, the senior. Nye in the shotgun, sidecar left. Braves coming up to jam the receivers. Back to pass Nye. On the slot, Mumford, incomplete.
That one could have been picked off, Kevin.
Good coverage, though, by the Braves, Jaden Packer.
Mumford was a little apprehensive when he did that slant in there.
Was.
You know, what do they call that? Crocodile,
alligator arms. Yeah. I don't know if there's a difference between crocodile or alligator arms.
Let's just say T-Rex arms.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's a little Jurassic Park-esque.
Yes.
Yeah, and if they were sharper, they could be Velociraptor.
Velociraptor arms.
Here comes the handoff right up the middle. Running room there for Knowledge. And Knowledge across the 30, close to the first down marker. Might be enough.
And the official went down too, Kevin.
And a timeout by Shamokin with 49.6 remaining.
Did he get the first down? He should have.
It looks like, yeah, he did. They moved the chains. Be about a 12-yard gain. 49.6 remaining here in the half. 36-7. Shamokin on top as the Indians take their final timeout. Don't forget, coming up in the postgame on WKOK, we'll have the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Thanks for joining us tonight on WKOK and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. Remember, if you haven't watched us on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel, you can see the games afterwards. You can see the games live as well. And you can watch it on your smart TV with the YouTube app. Roku device.
I thought you were almost going to say, you can see the game before it's played.
I don't think YouTube's that good.
No, it isn't.
You can see it before anybody thinks about the game.
Yeah.
No, not quite there.
You got 1st and 10.
Although I am into time travel movies lately.
Quantum Leap. Huh?
Yeah.
The new one.
The new one. Well, it's actually it's a sequel, not a reboot.
Okay.
Shotgun with Nye back to pass. Pressure's coming. It's a middle screen. Coming to the near side is Pencil. Makes a man miss. Stiff arm, but he can't finish off that stiff arm
Schaefer.
at the 41-yard line. You're right. Great tackle that time by Matt Schaefer. Clock will continue to run with 34 seconds to go. They'll have trouble spotting the ball, and they'll get it at the 41-yard line. Shamokin right on the ball. Shikellamy makes a couple of defensive changes. Nye back to pass. Pressure up the middle. Rolls out to the far side. Fires it to a returning receiver, and that's going to be Zukowski, who will make a sliding catch complete at the 44-yard line that will stop the clock with the movement of the chains.
Ball marked down at the 44-yard line. 17.3 seconds.
So there'll be 17 seconds when they reset the chains here and whistle the ball for play, unless he got out of bounds. I couldn't tell on the far side. Looks like he did get out of bounds there and stop the clock. 3 receivers to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. Now Knowledge will move to the near side, and Nye will be rolling out to the near side. He will complete it to Wisdom. Wisdom, Artis Jones, juke steps out of bounds and gets down to the 36-yard line. That will be good enough for an 8-yard gain. 9.1 remaining now in the half. Shamokin 36 yards away from setting up another touchdown and maybe the clock running in the second half. That's what they're trying to get happen. Second down and 2, but that's really irreverent.
Time.
Almost.
You remember when the first Hail Mary was called?
No.
Roger Staubach. Look it up.
Second down and 2, but that's kind of irrelevant. In motion, Wisdom, Artis Jones now, and that one was an early start by the near receiver, as jumping out there a little bit early that time was Mumford.
It was a Cowboys game. I don't know who they were playing, but Landry was the coach. Staubach was the quarterback, and I don't know who he threw it to.
I want to know what
they called it, a Hail Mary.
I want to know what the Bummerooski is. I know it's a Bum Phillips call.
That one is foreign to me.
Well, if you watch NFL films, run the Bummerooski, tight line. I don't know what that is, though. I don't know what a Bummerooski is. That's another thing for the Horton box. And now Shamokin broke the huddle and then went right back to the huddle. 9 seconds remaining. And it'll be second down and 7 after the penalty for the false start.
Kevin, it seems this year there just seems to be so many things that go on in the field that we don't know exactly what's happening.
Maybe we're just not observant enough.
I don't know. We're pretty far away.
Nye with a direct snap, goes back to pass, sets up, has time, fires down the middle of the field. Pencil makes a great catch in the middle of the field. Caught it right out of the sky and is knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line with 0.8 seconds remaining.
That's a 29-yard gain.
Wow. And I'll tell you what, that ball was right on the money, led his receiver perfectly, and Pencil just grabbed it and kept going.
It would have been a break for the Braves if they should have tackled him in bounds. They threw him out of bounds.
Good point. Well, they're going to have one play with 0.8 seconds to go. 3 receivers, far side. Nye back to pass, rolling out, firing into the end zone. Touchdown, Shamokin. That'll be catch number 2 and touchdown number 2 for Zukowski. It'll be 13 and a touchdown for Zukowski, his 2nd of the ball game and his 3rd of the season. That'll make it 42-0.
7.
I'm sorry, 42-7. And a 2-point conversion coming, or a 2-point conversion attempt coming. And the handoff right side, trying to get out is Knowledge, and he does get to the edge. There was nothing up the middle. Schaefer Knights could not keep him in hand, and he gets right in there for the 2-point conversion. And that'll do it for the first half of play. Shamokin 44, Shikellamy 7. This is Shikellamy football on News Radio 1070 WKOK and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel.
With all the great vehicles out there to drive, Lyle's not always going to be in a Bronco, but when he does want a Bronco, he knows to go to blazealexander.com. With over 20 locations across Pennsylvania and thousands of cars to choose from, blazealexander.com is your one place to shop for both sales and service. So let Lyle help you fetch your next vehicle, only at blazealexander.com.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jared.
I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson, and I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Your local butcher shop is Northumberland's own Mertz Meats. With their famous homemade smoked bologna, Mertz Meats is a cut above the rest. Find the best in hamburgers and hot dogs, scrapple, hams, smoked cheese, and the perfect cut of steak. Oh, and the bacon. Don't ever forget about the bacon. Simply put, great people with great food. That's Mertz Meats.
You can't beat our meat at Mertz's Meats.
Mertz Meats, Route 147, Susquehanna Trail, Northumberland.
Platinum Central PA is open in 6th location in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Come see us in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Selinsgrove, and now Hershey, PA. Take a test drive and be automatically registered to win a brand new 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage, or visit creditpa.com today and apply for credit. Come on, Central Pennsylvania, you already know. Platinum, baby, we get you done.
Welcome back to Kemp Memorial Stadium here in Shamokin. First half dominated by the Indians 44-7. It started with 9:19 remaining in the first quarter with a 38-yard reception from Nye to Wisdom Artist Jones. Made it 7-0 Shamokin. The next possession, Shamokin again with a big pass play, setting up a 2-yard Wisdom Artist Jones run this time. Extra point was good with 5:08 to go in the first period. It was 14-0 in favor of Shamokin. The Indians were not done with first quarter scoring. 2:15 to go in the period, their third possession. This time it was a new receiver for the night, at that point anyway. Ryder Zolkowski, the 6'3", 180-pound senior, caught only his sixth pass of the season and his second touchdown of the season, a 33-yard reception. The extra point was no good, and at the end of the first quarter, it was 20-0 Shamokin. The Indians again got themselves an opportunity to put points on the board after a fourth down punt. 7:36 to go in the half. This time it was Knowledge Artist Jones with a 6-yard touchdown run. And the two-point conversion run by Wisdom made it 28-0. Just about a minute later, Shamokin on a turnover gets another opportunity. This one a 43-yard interception return for a touchdown by Pencil. Chase Pencil grabs that one, and the two-point conversion for Knowledge Artist Jones made it 36-0 with 6:28 to go in the half. Shikellamy would finally get on the scoreboard after getting their first down of the game with about 2 minutes to go in the half. Then it was Schaefer Knights bowling over tacklers and hitting a speed bump at the 40-yard line en route to a 59-yard touchdown run, giving Shikellamy with the extra point a 7 points on the scoreboard and a deficit of 36-7 with a minute 10 to go. But then the last drive of the game saw Shamokin use their lone timeout, use the sidelines very well, get some big pass plays, and then one big pass play with 0.8 seconds left from 13 yards out. Nye finds Zolkowski for his second touchdown grab of the night. A 13-yarder. Knowledge gets the two-point conversion run, and here we are at the half now, 44-7. There have been lots of touchdown passes tonight. Wisdom has one of those receptions. It was Zolkowski with 2 touchdown receptions, 3 pass touchdowns for Nye, who now has 6 on the season. And, Chief, he has, in the last 6 quarters, 6 touchdown passes. That's an unbelievable number in a high school football game.
I was having a pretty good night tonight. He's 10 for 15 throwing the ball, no interceptions, and then 3 touchdowns. So that's like a 67% completion average. And if you look at the receivers, I always get the boys mixed up, the Artist Jones boys. Wisdom Artist Jones has 7 receptions for 66 yards, and Zukowski has 3 receptions for 59, and Chase Pencil has 3 for 36 yards. So they're basically got roughly around 150 yards in the air. Rushing for Shamokin, Knowledge Artist Jones has 15 carries for 45 yards, and Brett Nye has 2 carries for 5 yards, and Wisdom Artist Jones has 1 carry for 6 yards. So that's, they don't have a lot of yardage on the ground, but when you get the ball so deep in your opponent's territory, it doesn't take a lot of yards to get the ball into the end zone.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, and there has been a lot of penalties tonight, and that's something that's good for Shamokin, because once in a while they end up, having some difficulty, shoot themselves in the foot with some penalties.
Yeah, Shamokin actually on the season, Chief, averaging about 6 penalties a game. The Braves only averaging 4 for 35 yards this year.
Yeah, as far as turnovers go, Shamokin has gotten 3. I think 1 fumble and 2 interceptions. Okay, and I don't think Shikellamy has any turnovers as far as getting one from Shamokin. The Braves offense, Schaefer Knights is what we call the bright spot. He has 5 carries for 51 yards and a touchdown, and Chase Morgan has a 1 carry for 4 yards, and Ethan Turbo Ortiz, now these are the guys that were playing quarterback and they got sacked a couple of times, has 4 for -13, and the same way with Lucas Wetzel, he's got 6 for -11. There have been 2 completions for Lucas Wetzel. He's 2 for 8 for 30 yards. And the 2 completions, the first one was to Martin for 4 yards, and the other one was to Isaac Schaefer Knights, which was a pass and run play for 26. So the Braves have 1 first down, and their total offense is somewhere around 81 yards.
And you got to remember 50-plus of those came on one big play. At the half, it is Shamokin 14, Shikellamy 7. If you're watching on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel, we'll have more of the Shikellamy Marching Braves halftime performance. More halftime in general coming up on News Radio 1070 WKOK and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. And welcome back to Kemp Memorial Stadium here in Shamokin. Shikellamy Marching Braves there at the half with their halftime performance continuing. As we look down some of the scores from across the region and our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough game of the week. It is Mifflinburg leading Selinsgrove now in the third quarter, 13-0. Danville over Lewisburg, 28-0. That game is now at the half. Also at the half this evening, Williamsport 35, Central Mountain 10, Muncie 48, Columbia Montour Tech nothing. Line Mountain 9, Newport 7, Jersey Shore 65, Executive Education Academy nothing. Third quarter now is sees Southern Columbia up on Montoursville 14-10. At last check, it was Central Columbia 9, Loyalsock nothing. That would be an enormous upset. Milton 28, Hughesville nothing at the half. Mount Carmel 34, Midwest nothing at the half. Bloomsburg leading Warrior Run 7-0 at the half, and Northwest 28, Montgomery nothing in the second quarter. When we return, we'll get ready for the second half kick and take a look at our potential Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker plays of the game, or one play of the game. This is WKOK and the WKOK Sports YouTube channel.
Your local butcher shop is Northumberland's own Mertz Meats. With their famous homemade smoked bologna, Mertz Meats is a cut above the rest. Find the best in hamburgers and hot dogs, scrapple, hams, smoked cheese, and the perfect cut of steak. Oh, and the bacon. Don't ever forget about the bacon. Simply put, great people with great food. That's Mertz Meats.
You can't beat our meat at Mertz's Meats.
Mertz Meats, Route 147, Susquehanna Trail, Northumberland.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors. It's Jeep Adventure Days, and we're celebrating with the biggest Jeep sale of the year.
Run, don't walk. We'll even pick you up. Every new Jeep is discounted for this event.
Now that's huge, Troy. Every Jeep discounted. You never pay over sticker here. So get here soon for the best selection. Adventure Days is all about having fun in your Jeep, and we are Jeep people. Let us show you why we sell more Jeeps for less.
So come in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Sunbury. And experience what we call the Zimmerman different. Call 570-988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jared.
I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson, and I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Platinum Central PA is open its 6th location in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Come see us in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Selinsgrove, and now Hershey, PA. Take a test drive and be automatically registered to win a brand new 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage, or visit creditpa.com today and apply for credit. Come on, Central Pennsylvania, you already know. Platinum, baby. We get you done.
And welcome back to Kent Memorial Stadium in Shamokin. Got a couple of updates on the WKOK.com scoreboard for you. And one of those games is a correction at the half now. Loyalsock 29 and Central Columbia nothing. That is more realistic for what we were expecting. Although one surprise tonight, Bloomsburg leading Warrior Run 7-0. And of course, this is Fair Week, which means Bloomsburg had the entire week off along with Central Columbia. And Central Columbia getting thumped by Loyalsock right now. But Bloomsburg trying to dump off Warrior Run on the road, who actually surprised a lot of people and beat Northwest last week.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. Warrior Run playing pretty good football right now. And too many Vince's cheesesteaks and deep-fried Oreos and deep-fried vegetables up there, probably those kids.
You've now talked about my last 3 days.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
That was Saturday and last night, but we will, and maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. Shamokin leading Shikellamy 44-7. I have no idea why I've gained this much weight this week. 44-7, Shamokin over Shikellamy at the half. Kickoff for the second half coming up next on News Radio 1070 WKOK and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors. It's Jeep Adventure Days, and we're celebrating with the biggest Jeep sale of the year.
Run, don't walk. We'll even pick you up. Every new Jeep is discounted for this event.
Now that's huge, Troy. Every Jeep discounted. You never pay over sticker here. So get here soon for the best selection. Adventure Days is all about having fun in your Jeep, and we are Jeep people. Let us show you why we sell more Jeeps for less.
So come in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Sunbury. And experience what we call the Zimmerman different. Call 570-988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jared.
I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson, and I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
With all the great vehicles out there to drive, Lyle's not always going to be in a Bronco. But when he does want a Bronco, he knows to go to blazealexander.com. With over 20 locations across Pennsylvania and thousands of cars to choose from, blazealexander.com is your one place to shop for both sales and service. So let Lyle help you fetch your next vehicle, only at blazealexander.com.
Back to Shamokin's Kent Memorial Stadium, getting ready for the second half kickoff where the Indians right now lead Shikellamy by a score of 44-7. Shamokin has had a couple of punts here tonight and a turnover on downs. They have made a few mistakes here tonight, especially on the penalty side, but I think Coach Hynoski really is looking to kind of clean that up a little bit and get this team ready for a playoff run because right now they're the 4th seed. This game is going to go a long way in locking in that number 4 seed. I think it's going to be an uphill battle to get a home game for sure, but
they're not
gift or that's not the word I'm looking for, but their reward. That's it. The reward would be if they're a 4 seed, making a trip to Jersey Shore in week 1 of the playoffs.
I wouldn't wish that on my.
Boy, is that a good
worst
football?
enemy.
That's a good foot. It's hard to say that that's a good football team, but that's probably one of the better Jersey Shore teams we have seen. And there have been some really good football teams in the last couple of years.
We probably played them as well as anybody.
For at least, especially that first quarter.
Yeah. Well, even if you think about it, Kevin, they only scored 49 against Shikellamy.
Yeah, well, tonight they have 65 at the half.
Halftime, yeah.
Against what I thought last year was a pretty talented education,
they had
executive
lots of good
education.
skill people. You're
there
right.
are some really good skill people. Here comes the kick from Kuntz. It'll be back to Pencil at the 10. The hash marks to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Now moving to the far side of the field. Turn the corner at the 30. He's down the sidelines to the 40. And down across the 50-yard line. Still on his feet across the 30-yard line. And finally drug out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
And who is that made the tackle? Is it 25?
It looks like it might be either Turbo Ortiz or Morgan.
It's Turbo Ortiz.
52-yard return.
Wow.
By Chase Pencil.
Pencil with an outstanding return. It'll go down in the books as a 52-yarder. That is a Shikellamy way to start the second half with a big return. See if Nye stays at quarterback. I would imagine he will till at least the fourth quarter because of the injury that he had, trying to get back into playing shape. And now they hand off to Knowledge Artist Jones, who will get across the 25-yard line down to the 23. That'll be a gain of 4, second down and 6. 44-7, Shamokin leading Shikellamy, getting the opening kickoff to start this second half. Moving right to left as we view things here in this third quarter of play. Nye will pitch the ball to Knowledge. Knowledge will turn to the 20, to the 15, still on his feet to the 10, tries to stay in bounds, and finally 3 tackle him out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Shikellamy corner came up to make the tackle. He dove at his legs, and he just stepped right over top of him to pick up some more yardage.
Tackle made by number 2,
Isaac. I think you're going to see, especially not Wisdom and Artist, Wisdom and Knowledge, both I think will get some looks, especially at the FCS level. Clock winding with 10:25 to go in the third quarter, 44-7. Nye will send it in motion. They'll hand it off right up the middle to Knowledge. Knowledge will spin into the end zone for an 8-yard touchdown run. That will be Knowledge's second touchdown run of the night.
3-play drive, Kev?
That is correct. So the 8-yard touchdown run with 10:15 remaining here in this third quarter makes it 50-0. And now Pencil will come out for the extra point. Nope, I'm going to correct that. It is not Pencil. It's going to be Carly Cedor with the extra point attempt. And the hold by Colton Lynch.
I believe that's a young lady kicking it.
It is indeed. And that one is over the crossbar and good. So Cedor, the 5'4", 140-pound freshman, gets a nice cheer from the crowd as she makes the extra point and makes it 51-7 in favor of Shamokin here with 10:15 remaining in this one, and that one will actually guarantee that, well, the clock was going to be running anyway, but the clock will run here as it only will be stopped on a change of possessions or a touchdown or timeout.
Or injury.
Or injury. That's a good point. So the Braves got a big offensive possession right before the half with a big Schaefer Knights run. And that gave them 2 first downs. There are only 2 first downs of the ball game. Schaefer Knights getting both of those runs. The one that set up the 50-plus yard touchdown run, which was also a first down. Back deep for the Braves will be Martin to the near side, Morgan to the far side. Pencil will kick it off from the center of the 40-yard line and the X right there in the middle of the field. Left-footed kicker will angle himself to the right and put his foot into that one. It will hit at about the 15-yard line, picked up there by Martin. He will fake the handoff to Morgan, and a nice open field tackle at the 22-yard line for Shamokin. Unfortunately, we do not have a name to go along with number 45, but it was a pretty good open field tackle.
It was, and, Rashad gave them a chance to get down the field when they tried to do that handoff, and he basically didn't have any chance once he decided to run the ball and got tackled pretty quickly.
Reminder that Ethan Turber Ortiz left tonight's game in the first half. He was carted off of the sidelines, not off the field, but off the sidelines and out of the stadium. We don't have any more information than that. Wetzel under center with the back split behind him. Wetzel at quarterback finds Schaefer Knight. Big hole right side. Gets to the 25, pulls his way down to the 30-yard line, and a good 8-yard gain on that first down carry as Shamokin starts to put in some situational substitutions player by player.
But if you notice, that's the first time Wetzel was under center, and I think Coach Kaiser's saying, let's just go back and run some regular Delaware wing T.
Let's be wing T again,
plays, because they're running a balanced right formation here.
Wetzel calls his own number, and he'll get to the 32-yard line for a first down. That'll be the third Shikellamy first down of the ball game. Clock winding with 9:14 to go here in the third quarter, 51-7. Don't forget, coming up in the postgame on WKOK and WKOK.com, we'll have the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. That's the play we think made the change in the ball game, and there are a lot of them in the first quarter alone. In the backfield as the Z-back is Schaefer. Schaefer Knights. It's going to be Schaefer this time on the left side, and he's got the corner to the 40, to the 50, down the sidelines, puts on a burst of speed, he's gone! Touchdown, Shikellamy! What a run!
68 yards for Matt Schaefer.
68 yards, and he just put on a speed show at about the 30-yard line. Wow.
Just, it was, I don't know, we used to call it a 28, and it's a sweep, but if you can cut it up inside, you do so. And he didn't, once he got to where the offensive end was, he was by people, and he just turned it on and just ran by the Shamokin defenders, who didn't take very good angles to get him, especially, and I would attribute that to his speed.
Here comes the snap, set, kick, up, and it is good. And that is going to be Kuntz with the extra point. A big 68-yard run for Matt Schaefer, whose longest of the season was 35, his second touchdown of the year. Wow, that was a big one.
Yeah, that's a 3-play, 78-yard drive for the Braves. That helps. I mean, my gosh, these kids been out there, they've been short-handed, short-manned, and, just basically, getting beat up, if you think about it, Kevin. And now they've gotten 2 touchdowns on 2 big plays. So, if they can just, hold Shamokin on the defensive side of things now and get the ball back and put another one in.
Well, and I know what Shamokin fans are going to say too. Well, we had a lot of second teamers in, and that's very true. I mean,
but they're fresh second teamers.
That's true. That's the other side of it. I mean, yeah, they have second teamers, but this is a Shikellamy team that's been playing a lot of Ironman football this year. And if you look on the sidelines, there's not a whole lot of helmets that are not part of the game. You know what I mean? Helmets on the sidelines. There's a lot of jerseys with no helmets. And that one drifts all the way back, and Wisdom is going to have to take that at about his 5-yard line. He gets to the outside of the 20, spins to the inside now to the 25, and then gets knocked off his feet at the 25-yard line and has an exchange of words with the tackler.
They're just talking to each other.
Actually, that's going to be Snyder, rather.
Yeah, Luke Snyder with the tackle. Luke hasn't carried the ball tonight, has he?
No, he has not played offense tonight.
I think he has I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's got a low ankle sprain.
And a timeout by Shamokin now as they're trying to get, I think, some second-team players in, so they need to make sure they have the right players in the right spot. But talking a little bit about talking about Luke Snyder, I was talking to him Wednesday at practice, and we were talking about the jerseys they were going to choose to wear here tonight. And I said, whatever you wear, just make sure it stays down. Because I said, when you're 23 bunches up, it looks like 28. And I said, Morgan gets a whole lot of tackles that you're not going to get credit for if your jersey's bunching up. We had a good laugh about that for a few moments. And, of course, he'll likely be playing some basketball this year.
Oh, sure. Yeah, he'll be playing basketball. Yeah.
He's a fun basketball player to watch, too. He may not be the prolific scorer in basketball, but, boy, does he play some really tenacious defense.
Plays hard. You always get everything that he can give you, that Luke can give you when he's out there playing.
So after the timeout, I would expect it'll be probably Brad Latshaw at quarterback. And can't quite see if it is. Might be. Nope, still Nye. And the handoff is going to go to Corey Adams. Adams off the right side comes up with about 6 to the 31-yard line.
That's the first carry for Corey tonight, and he's been in there sometimes doing some blocking for the other backs.
He has had 22 carries for 92 yards on the season.
Well, I would imagine that he's a pretty good running back too. But when you've got Knowledge Artist Jones in there, he's going to get most of the carries.
So again, it will be Nye at quarterback with a sidecar to the right. See, I don't think I see Wisdom or Knowledge in the game right now. And it's going to be Adams once again. Flags are going to fly as Schaefer Knights and Lucas Wetzel come in on the tackle.
So the way that was thrown, you'd think it's either a hold or a face mask, Kevin. I didn't see a face mask here.
Well, it's a hold against Shamokin. Right about the line of scrimmage.
Push him back, way back. Can't hear the cheerleaders anymore. You got to do a couple of cheers for us, Kevin.
No, I'm good. That ball's going to be marched all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19.
I'll get you Vince's cheesesteak.
Well, then I might consider it. They're really good.
I know. You're making me hungry just
that's what I was just going to say. Thank you for doing that. Now I'm hungry.
You're welcome.
Shotgun formation for Nye. Sidecar to the left. Wing to the far side. And the handoff is going to go to Adams, who goes around the right side.
Boy.
Oh, he's through the first wave. Second wave. And he's waving. One man to beat. It's Morgan. Morgan makes a touchdown-saving tackle at the 27-yard line. Wow is right.
Well, that's 30, 40, 50, 54 yards on that one, Kevin.
My.
That'll get you 100 yards real quick.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Wow, all the way down to the 20. They'll spot him at the 26-yard line. Clock winding with 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. A first down and 10 after the big run from the 5'9", 190-pound senior Corey Adams. And Nye will stay in at quarterback again for this one with Adams to his right and an early movement on the far side of the field by the slot
man.
receiver. Yep.
Yeah.
That'll march at 5 yards in the opposite direction now.
Kevin, it seems like Shikellamy was missing a defensive back over there on that run because I don't know what happened. You know, all of a sudden he comes out and there's nobody around.
Yeah.
And Morgan had to come all the way across the field to get him.
Well, and that showed Morgan's speed, too, because Adams is pretty quick.
I mean, I like to watch Chase run, but I'd rather he have the ball
the other
running
direction.
With it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Nye with a handoff. Now it's going to go to Adams again through the first wave to the middle of the field. Breaks a tackle at the 15 and is dropped by Martin at the 9-yard line.
15, 20.
22?
22 yards, yeah. Wow.
He is just getting them by the chunk.
Well, he's up to 81 yards right now, Kevin, on 4 carries.
Coming in, he had 92 on the season.
Gee, I wonder if they'll give him the ball down here.
He's been the workhorse in this drive.
Yes, he has.
2 receivers near side, moving right to left here in the third quarter. Nye running that play clock down as far as he can. He sees it right in front of him. He'll take the shotgun snap. Handoff goes to the right side, and this time the Braves are able to swarm over Adams and rip him down by the shoulders. And see if it was it looked like Schaefer got there early in that one, and Raybuck did too.
Mason Raybuck was there for the tackle.
Clock winding with 5:15 remaining in the third, Chief.
Unofficially, he got 2 yards. And people have to understand everything I give you is unofficial statistics here.
I don't think so.
I do.
I make it official. It could be officially unofficial.
You got it.
2 receivers go to the short side of the field. That's the far side. Wing to the near side. And in the shotgun sidecar right. Handoff goes to Adams. Adams tries to turn the corner. He's at the 10. And he is stacked up right about the line of scrimmage. So no gain on that one. He'll be stopped at the 8-yard line.
He might have lost 2 yards on that, Kev.
It's be 3rd and goal from the 8 now. Actually, almost the 9. You're right. Almost the 9-yard line.
I don't think they'll throw.
I would be surprised.
I would be surprised if they would throw, especially with a 51-14 lead. But you never know, Kev.
What did my son say years ago when he was growing up? You never know until you know, Dad. That's deep thoughts right there.
Yeah.
Shotgun sidecar right. It's going to be Adams off the left side, brought down immediately by Cooper Rouse, and that'll be a loss to the actually no gain because he started right about the 9-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and goal from the 9. Clock winding with 3:45 to go here in the third quarter. Shamokin leading at 51-14.
Cooper Rouse, we don't talk a lot about him. He's a senior this year. It's a shame he doesn't have another year. He seems to get better each game. And he puts in a lot of time out there in defense and on. Same like with Mason Raybuck. I mean, those guys don't come off the field and they're linemen.
Shotgun again. Handoff, Adams right side. He finds a seam off tackle, but he will be well short of getting that one into the end zone. It'll be at the 5-yard line after a gain of 4. Turnover on down, stopping the clock with 3:06 remaining. And the Braves will have the ball inside their own 10-yard line, actually at the 5.
Not a bad series for Corey Adams. Carried the ball 8 times and picked up 85 yards. Basically, he was their offense that entire series.
Chief, we talked about the Braves having almost as many players in street clothes as in helmets on the sidelines. There are 9 players that are active to be able to play this evening on the sideline right now.
Wow. Plus the 11 on the field, right?
9 players right now is my count. Here's the handoff left side. It is going to be Schaefer Knights. Schaefer Knights makes a man miss, spins to the inside of the 10, still on his feet down to almost the 15-yard line. That'll be close to a Shikellamy first down.
And it is a first down. It looks like they're signaling him to move. Yep.
And that will be a 10-yard gain for a first down. Clock winding with 2:50 to go here in this third quarter of play. Shamokin leading at 51-14. Under center again is Wetzel. Wetzel directs traffic, sends Martin to the wing to the near side. And the handoff looked like it might have been, yeah, it was Schaefer Knights again, but he was tripped up right away as soon as he hit the hole.
It's almost like you know, when he got the handoff, his feet went out from underneath him. I think they might even have lost a yard, Kevin.
Lost 2, actually.
2 yards.
They're going to move him back to the 13-yard line now. Taking a look at our Blaze Alexander Built Ford Tough Game of the Week in Mifflinburg. It is Mifflinburg 13, Selinsgrove nothing. That in the fourth quarter on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports YouTube channel. Handoff near side to Schaefer, and that time Schaefer got drugged down almost by a horse collar by Maddox Romanowski. Smart move to let up on that one and then let his hand drift down to the waist and pulled him down that way. That'll be a loss of 3 back to the 10.
Yep.
So the Braves will now have a third down and 15 from their own 13-yard line. Able to get a second turnover on downs tonight.
Mount Carmel area 47, Midwest nothing.
Under center again is Wetzel. Wetzel this time gives it off to Schaefer Knights, middle of the field. He's got some open room. Schaefer Knights to the 40. Schaefer Knights to the midfield stripe. He's bouncing off tacklers to the 40, to the 35, and they'll finally stop him at just short of the 35-yard line.
55-yard run, Kevin.
Wow.
That puts him well over now. Well, 55. The guy says 54 in the PA announcer.
I trust in Chief.
Right.
When it comes to math, I go with the guy who taught it.
It's an estimate, Kevin.
I go with the guy who taught it.
122 yards he has right now, Kevin, on the ground, unofficially.
Although I shouldn't say that. I don't know if the PA announcer teaches math or not at Shamokin.
I don't know. If we were over there, not only would we know who he is, but we would have been able to eat the buffet, Kevin.
Rick Casher, the athletic director, takes care of everybody here. That's
Except
for sure.
We didn't get any of the buffet. He said they even had fudge.
He did. Schaefer to the right side, snowed under at the 40-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 on the play, and that will do it for the third quarter of play. So the final 12 will come on the board next with Shamokin leading at 51-14. This is Shikellamy Braves football on News Radio 1070 WKOK and online with WKOK.com and the WKOK Sports YouTube channel.
The Sunbury Motor Company.
Austin Martin, Kia Elite Sales Consultant, Maranatha Christian School.
Amber Wren, Certified Hyundai and Lincoln Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Ian Chikuski, Certified Ford Sales Professional, Mount Carmel and Shamokin area.
Christopher Stengline, Ford Certified Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Tom Mertz, 4th generation owner, Sunbury Motor Company, Shikellamy High School.
A tradition of trust since 1915.
Fourth quarter ready to get underway here on WKOK's YouTube channel. Under center is Wetzel right now with a wing to the near side. He will hand the ball off to Schaefer Knight. Schaefer Knight swallowed up immediately at the 40-yard line as Shamokin's number 45, who again we don't have on our roster, made a nice tackle there right at the 40-yard line. 11:36 remaining in this one as the clock will continue to run. Shamokin leading at 51-14. One play gone by here in the in the fourth quarter, a loss.
Actually, no gain.
No gain on the play to the 40-yard line with Schaefer Knight's short run. 3rd and 14 from the 40-yard line. Wetzel now under center. He'll do a double play fake. Go back to pass. Wide open down the middle of the field is Lucas Snyder. And Snyder will take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Shikellamy. Luke Snyder takes it to the house and comes out with a 40-yard reception for the touchdown. That is his 3rd catch of the season that goes into the end zone.
Nice pass by Lucas Wetzel. I mean, he had people that were just about ready to put him down, and he just real quick release, bang, he hit it, and he hit him in stride, and Snyder never had to slow down.
That will be Lucas Wetzel's first touchdown of the season passing-wise. Snaps down, the kick is up, and it hits the left upright and is rejected back to the goal line. I'll tell you what, you're gonna hit. He hit it with some force.
I'm surprised we didn't
hear
it.
Still shaking.
You're right.
Well, we're not as lucky as some of the networks are to have the goalpost mic'd up, but that one would have had a big thud to it.
Yep, sure would. You know, Lucas does have another touchdown this year. Remember, he recovered. He got the fumble.
That's right.
Was it against Central?
Scoop and score.
Yeah, Scoop and Central Columbia.
I think it was, yeah.
First game of the season.
He has 3 receiving touchdowns this year for Shikellamy.
Luke Snyder does, right? I'm talking about Lucas Wetzel.
Oh, yeah.
He's a defensive scorer.
Sorry,
remember?
You're right.
Lucas and Luke.
I know.
Okay.
It's tough.
Yes.
It's confusing now.
One's 23 and one's 11.
Not in age, but in number.
And one is much taller than the other one.
That's also true. They both play basketball, though.
Yes. Well, that's the whole problem, Kevin. In basketball, we can actually see their faces. Here, all we see is shiny helmets with face masks on them, all right?
Sometimes the number.
Hey, the Braves with 20 points here, Kevin.
Indeed. 51-20, as a matter of fact.
You got to feel good about that one.
Braves have been able to put up some offense here with some big runs. Here comes the kick from Coots. And taking it about the 12. They'll hand it off now to, actually, that's going to be Knowledge Artist Jones. And he'll get to the 35-yard line after that ball was literally handed to him by, I think, Pencil, who picked that one up.
And he's limping, Kevin.
That is not a good thing for Shamokin at all.
Hopefully it's just, like
a tweak.
Yeah.
He takes his helmet off, though. So Shamokin now will have the ball. We'll see if Nye stays in at quarterback. I would be surprised even at this point if he stays in.
Shikellamy now they took out their starting defensive lineman and they put in there are no JV games anymore, Kevin. No. And Coach Hynoski and Coach Kaiser here can, get some kids some playing time in this fourth quarter. It's a quarter that's going to go by quickly, and get some of the younger kids in there and get them some experience. And they're playing against equals. You know what I'm talking about? It's not like
it's
the varsity versus the JVs.
Well, Nye is going to stay in at quarterback yet.
They're going
to have to call a timeout. There's been some confusion on who's coming in and who's going out, and that happens a lot when you're trying to replace first team, second team, and then you do all second team, and then somebody forgets they're on second team. So Shamokin takes the timeout with 10:35 remaining, and the score of 51-20. We'll have our Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game coming up in the postgame.
I already picked it.
And there's a lot of choices, but you already have it in mind.
Yeah, I'm thinking, if I had anything to do with it, it would be Chase Pencil's interception for a touchdown.
Well, we do have one final in the books, and it's in Mifflinburg tonight. And our Blaze Alexander Built Ford Tough Game of the Week from Blaze Alexander Ford, Mifflinburg 19, Selinsgrove nothing. That is a final. Big win for the Wildcats.
They shut down Selinsgrove's running attack.
Absolutely.
Selinsgrove has, I think, one of the best offensive lines around.
So that our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week. Blaze Alexander Ford, where it's worth the drive to Route 45. Danville thumping Lewisburg tonight, 51-0.
Well,
at Ironman Stadium this evening.
Lewisburg lost their quarterback last week.
Yes, and Danville has a short day off for the fair as well, that always can give some problems to coaches.
Our kids had off today.
Yeah, that's true. Nye in the shotgun now with a sidecar to his left. Looks like it's Gink to his left. And that's who will get the call. He'll get back to the 35, to the 36-yard line.
Schaefer in on the tackle.
And that is a 1-yard gain.
Along with Turber, Ortiz. And I see, let's see, number 52 for the Braves in there is Jace DePerna. And
saw him earlier tonight, the freshman.
And we've got 50 in there, who I think is also a freshman. That's Randy, is that Kowalczyk?
I believe it's Kowalczyk.
Yeah,
yes.
Kowalczyk. He's playing down the deep. They got 4 defensive linemen.
And here comes the direct snap, and it's going to go once again to Gink. And Gink will spin his way down to the 45, to the 50-yard line, and come up with about 14 on that carry.
You're probably wondering why, if you're watching, that Packard's still in there, and Chase Morgan and Turber. That's because there's nobody to put in besides those guys.
Exactly. You know, the guys that are on the sidelines right now that have their helmets available are guys that normally see playing time, including Lucas Wetzel right now. Nick Kuntz also on the sideline. He likes to make tackles on kickoff returns, I'll tell you that. He's not afraid to put his head in there. Now I will let the play clock run down to 2. They'll hand it off once again and immediately met and dropped that time. That time it was Derek Turber Ortiz that took care of business there, and Gink had nowhere to go, but they still give him a yard somehow.
You know, like in the Big Ten, they have the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week, Offensive Player, Freshman of the Week, and all that stuff. And if I were going to vote for the Hack Player of the Week on defense, I think I'd have to give Turbo Ortiz a couple of votes.
He has been around the ball all evening.
Yes, he has.
Clock winding with 8:06 to go. 51-20. Shamokin leading Shikellamy. 2nd down and 9 from the Shikellamy 49-yard line. Handoff once again right to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be about all that Gink will find. Jace Gink, the 5'8", 140-pound freshman running back for Shamokin. And this time for the Braves. Actually, I didn't see who was on the tackle on that one, Chief.
There was that. I would say if you take the entire front defensive line, those 3 guys plus a couple of linebackers, he had no place to go. He tried to reverse his field twice, those side steps, but there wasn't any hole to go through.
Might have been Gavin Erb, I think, who is right now at the defensive tackle position in the 4-man front. Nye in the shotgun slash pistol. And this one is a pitch this time to Gink. Gink spun down across the 40 to the 38-yard line. Good enough for a first down gain of 11.
When in doubt, if you can't run it up the middle, try the quick pitch and see if you can, get around the corner. And that time they did.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line of Shikellamy. 38-yard line of Shikellamy. Under 7 to go here in this one. 51-20. Shamokin leading Shikellamy. See, one other close game in the 4th quarter we're watching. Line Mountain 17, Newport 14. Ron Pratt from Shikellamy, part of the coaching staff at Line Mountain.
Jimmy Ermert.
Jimmy Ermert as well, yes. Shotgun, here comes the pitch. And the pitch once again goes to Gink, who will come up with an 8-yard gain to about the 30-yard line. Any other close games we have going on right now? Let's see. We'll run down the WKOK.com scoreboard. Bloomsburg and Warrior Run tied at 7. We'll get an update on that one here in a few. And a Shikellamy player is down right now. I cannot see who that is, but coming in to replace him is going to be Kowalczyk. Bloomsburg Warrior Run now in the fourth quarter, tied at 14. Southern Columbia 28, Montoursville 16. Line Mountain 17, Newport 14. Some of the closer games here on the scoreboard here at WKOK.com. Earlier tonight, Mifflinburg defeating Selinsgrove 19-0. Danville shutting out Lewisburg 51-0. And Merchinskli is coming off the field now. The sophomore getting some playing time here in the varsity game. He's been working off and on throughout the summer with the Braves line. Shamokin now ready to put this ball in play as soon as the officials whistle it for play. Not quite sure what the holdup is, but now Shamokin will take to the line. Guess they were just waiting for the play clock to go down a little further. And the handoff. This time, not any running room at all there for Zakeem Clinton, who runs to the right side and then gets stood up and driven backwards. Back to beyond the, right at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 7, making it 3rd down and 10.
Loss of 7 on the play. 3rd down and 10.
Ball spotted at the 38-yard line with 5 minutes remaining in this one. 51-20. Shamokin leading Shikellamy.
Kevin, I got a good one for you. Number 60 for Shikellamy is playing defensive end. You say his name.
Valderrama.
All of it. All 3 of them.
Oh, no, that's the only one I ever do. I will learn that one next week, I promise. Here come right out to the side is Clinton, and Clinton will bounce it outside and will score from 38 yards out as Shamokin puts on another 6 on the board for Zakeem Clinton, the 6'1", 210 freshman.
Just didn't tackle him. They had a hold of him. And again, they just didn't put him down, and he just kept fighting and kicked his way outside and got free, and everybody was pinned in, and he just waltzed into the end zone.
Shamokin will look for 2 here with 2:43. No. I'm going to correct that. Yep.
Young lady's going to kick a second.
Carly Sedor will try and make her 2nd extra point of the ball game. The freshman will spin out with a soccer-style right-handed kick. Right-footed kick. Good snap, sets down, the kick is up. It is underneath the crossbar this time and no good. So with 4:34 to go here in this one, it is 57-20 in favor of Shamokin. Braves back at Shikellamy Stadium next week. Chief, Braves haven't been back at Shikellamy Stadium, it seems almost forever.
Well, this is our, 6th game?
Yes.
And we've been away for 4 of them.
Braves will be at home to take on the team that just shut out Shamokin, the Mifflinburg Wildcats. And then the following week, it'll be Bloomsburg coming to town to face the Braves.
Is next week homecoming for the Braves?
I don't know.
I think it is.
You may be right.
Maybe not.
Also coming up tomorrow on 100.9 The Valley, Bucknell football. The Bison host Lafayette. That'll be on 100.9 The Valley. The pregame starts at 3, kickoff at 3:30 for the Patriot League opener for the Bucknell Bison. After a week off and a trip from Central Michigan. Played very well for a half in that game, and then Central Michigan just kind of put them away. Kind of similar to what Penn State did to Central Michigan last week.
Yeah.
Central Michigan played them well for a half, and then Penn State just put them away. And here comes the kick from Pencil. It'll be a wobbler that hits at about the 25 and rolls out of bounds. So the Braves will start with good field position on the penalty for the kick out of bounds.
Don't they? I think they get the ball at the 35, don't they?
Yes.
We talk about this all the time, and then then there's a line. Well, it's different at different
40-yard
levels.
line, actually, isn't it?
I think.
Or do they? Oh no! Wait a minute. They decided to make him kick it again.
Yeah, I guess they're going to take the 5-yard penalty and.
Well, when you have that kind of returners that Shikellamy has, why not? So they will march that 5 yards further back, and Shamokin will have to kick this one again, even though their entire kicking team has made it their way to the sideline. Martin to the far side, Morgan to the near side. They'll now line up at the 15-yard line.
Make sure you got 11, Coach. There's
a couple
more stragglers.
Well, you got to get the kicker out there.
Yeah.
Always helps to have the kicker out there. Now Shamokin with all 11 out there, ready to boot the ball away with 4:34 to go here in this one. And Pencil will this time take it right down the middle and boot one to the 10, to the 5, and at the goal line, Martin will pick it up. Martin will at the 20, the 25, and we'll get to the 29-yard line, a 29-yard return. That ball almost took him all the way back into the end zone.
Yeah, he really got a hold of that one, and I think that's the longest kickoff that he's had all night long as far as Chase Pencil's concerned.
Braves were picking him up at about the 10-yard line or 15-yard line. That one drifted all the way back to the 5 and further. So Shikellamy with a 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. They've had some really good returns in this game. Wetzel will come out at quarterback, and again, Braves doing some situational substitution or substituting or one here and there because of their numbers issue. They just really can't put out a second, quote-unquote, second team.
Well,
Shamokin has some extra players
they
out there.
14 or 13 on the field.
Yeah, they had actually 14 there that time, I think, or 13 for
13,
sure.
Yeah.
Now the clock will wind with 5:20, or make that 4:25 to go. Wetzel under center now. Hands it off. Plenty of running room to the near side for Morgan. To the 40, to the 50, down the sidelines to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Shikellamy. Morgan.
72 yards.
66 yards.
Oh, was it 66?
Well, no. You're right. He started that one from the 28-yard line. 72. You're right. 72 yards on the touchdown for Morgan. Oh, my. And I don't know that anybody laid a hand on Chase that time. That's his first rushing touchdown of the season. He's had 2 for kickoff returns. But that is the first one on the offensive side of the ball. Again, I know it's against the Shamokin second team, but, it's been a long year for the Braves. You can get a little joy when you can. Extra point is good, and it makes it 57-27 with 4:09 remaining here in this one.
It makes a mercy rule game entertaining.
It does. It does. But like I said, Shikellamy has had a very, very tough season, to say the least. They have not had a whole lot of things to get excited about or hang their hat on. But a couple of big plays here tonight. Some against first team, some against second team. But like I said, it's really tough right now. There was a time this week where I think the coaching staff really was thinking, do we even have enough players to play? I mean, I think that was a real conversation, and not just, kind of in passing or sarcastically or anything like that. The injury is just piling up for the Braves, and of course earlier tonight, starting at quarterback for Shikellamy was Ethan Turbo Ortiz, and the senior was carted off the sidelines, not off the field, but off the sidelines, and out of the track area and out of the stadium. And we don't know the extent of that injury or situation. Here comes Kuntz to boot the ball away. He's going to squib it. And hopping on the ball at the 32-yard line is going to be Brock Nye.
Yeah, Brock did his best of shortstop Derek Jeter.
Smothered it.
Smothered it, all right.
Speaking of that,
did
Chief,
throw it to first.
Phillies won earlier today on Eagle 107 in the first half of that doubleheader.
Well, I don't know if they're going to get the second one in because of the rain, but.
Well, they are postponed in game 2 of that.
Yeah. They were supposed to get like 2 to 4 inches of rain in Washington.
Yeah, part of the remnants of the hurricane that went through Ian that went through Florida and into the Carolinas, and actually the eye landed late this afternoon
just south
in
of
Georgetown.
Yeah, it's south of Myrtle Beach.
Yep, Georgetown, a nice little town in between Myrtle Beach and Charleston, really, on the coast. And I'll share another story here in a minute as we have a change at quarterback now for Shamokin.
Now they called a timeout because they were running out of time on the clock.
And they have 17 on it. I wonder if that might be Latshaw, number 16. Yeah, they only list the other quarterback. Well, I'll tell you what, that might be Mason Smith, the freshman. That's the only other quarterback on the list, but he was not. They do not have a 17 on that on our roster. Going back to that, Georgetown, there's a nice town, a very nice town, quaint town, right along the coast between Myrtle Beach and Charleston. And they have trips, boat trips out to a barrier island off the coast where all the seashells land, and you could do seashell hunts for about an hour. I'm telling you, there were some big shells out there.
Any conch shells?
Yes.
All right.
Several. I came back with a few of those. But also met a couple that owned a little lunch place, little deli. Handoff, moving to the left side. Zakeem Clinton will turn the corner to about the 40-yard line. I'll say he stepped out at the 43-yard line. They actually moved there. This was probably about 10 years ago that I made that trip in particular. But they have this little deli shop, and they used to vacation in Myrtle Beach, fell in love with Georgetown, decided to move to Georgetown and buy the little deli and build the little deli there, and that was their business. They were originally from Wilkes-Barre.
And you met him that way.
And just met him by chance. Shotgun sidecar right. And that one's going to be a handoff left side to Zakeem Clinton. And Clinton will pick up 4 as the clock winds with 3 minutes, make that 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and a 3rd down and 1 coming up. That South Carolina area got hit with a couple of hurricanes over the last few years.
I have some friends that were supposed to go to Myrtle Beach today.
Thoughts and prayers with those folks in Florida as well as in the Carolinas tonight as they try and recover. Handoff right up the middle. Going to be Clinton again. Gets the first down inside the 50 into Shikellamy territory at the 48. I know some folks that were talking about watching Selinsgrove on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel were excited because they just got power back to be able to do that. Also have a friend that I grew up with, went to school with, played some sports with, who is in Coral Gables, right across from Fort Myers. They took a big hit. He had, fortunately, he and his family are safe, but did not have any power to communicate with anybody. House was one of those hurricane houses with shutters and such. And it's going to be Clinton again with a gain of about 1 to about the 47-yard line. But they wrote it out because of having a hurricane, quote, proof house built for hurricanes like this, with the window shutters and the door shutters, and they had everything all closed up, but did lose power in the process. There's a lot worse stories than that through the Florida areas, even in Orlando with all the flooding. Under a minute to go here in this one, 57-27. This will likely be the final play as they'll get the direct snap, hand the ball off to Gink. Gink will be spun down by Luke Snyder for no gain, and that will be the last snap of this one as Shamokin will not have to snap it under 30 seconds on the game clock, 30 seconds now on the play clock. So the play clock basically shut off on this one. Shamokin with 3 big scores in the first quarter never looked back as they defeat Shikellamy 57-27 here at Kent Memorial Stadium and solidify their number 4 spot so far in the district playoffs. We'll have the postgame coming up for you on WKOK. Thanks for watching on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel.